All right, testing 1, 2, 3. Are we live? Looks like we are. Good morning, Jay Waz. Good morning, Patrick. Today is Tuesday, January 28th, and I did not have very good luck in pre-market today. I got a kid sick at home again today, so I didn't have to get her on the bus, and I got up early and I said, hey, I think it's probably a good idea if I get up early and start trading. So I was actually trading before 7 o'clock today. Put on my first trade at 6:44 a.m. That one was a small loser. Then I had a couple decent winners in there. And then this little chop right here just kicked my butt. I don't really know why I kept trying to go long here, but I did, and I got chopped up. So hopefully we do better this morning. You know what I was looking at? You know, we had this nice little run up, and usually when you have all this space in between the confirmation line and the delta, usually there's at least another pullback to that upper power zone. So I went long on this higher low from the lower power zone, even though we crossed underneath the confirmation line. You guys have heard me say that when we cross under, like near the midline, it doesn't really matter as much. You know, what I'm really focused on is the crosses near the power zones. So like here, when we crossed near that power zone, I became bullish. And sure enough, got a couple good trades in there. Anyway, the first higher low from that lower power zone is typically a decent trade, and after that run up, I thought that would be pretty good. Ticked down against me when I was underwater, so I stopped out there. I let this one go, and then we put in another higher low here, so I thought, hey, I'm going to give it another shot. Because we tried to sell off, we pushed back up, and ticked back down against me, so that was a loss. And then at that point, I probably should have just stayed out, but I saw this big engulfing candle come back in. It was a tick up. The delta was starting to get fat and positive, but that chop had already set in by that point, so I should have just ignored that one. And I got screwed on that third one. So it is what it is. That anytime it's chopping like that, it's going to be tough. You're walking on thin ice anytime you see that. And I know that, and sometimes I still get myself in trouble. Anyway, tomorrow is FOMC, I think. Let's see here. Let's go check out the news. As far as today goes, our next news event is at 9 a.m. Central Time. The Richmond Manufacturing Index, that's a medium impact event. Looks like we also have this consumer confidence, which this one should actually be the next one up here on the timer. It is a high impact event. That's one thing the trading timer, it's not really good at. Like if there's multiple news events that are at the same time, it just grabs the first one. It doesn't really look at what's high and what's medium. So it just grabbed this one, even though it should probably grab the high one and put that one there instead. So I'll make note of that and see if I can improve and fix that in the future. As far as the rest of the day today, there's not really a whole lot there. Tomorrow, got this overnight rate at 8:45 a.m. FOMC at 1 p.m. tomorrow, Central Time. The press conference at 1:30. So usually the day before FOMC, a lot of people say it's choppy, but for me, it's usually a pretty good day. I guess I'm usually kind of in tune with what other people say is chop. This is what I call chop when I'm getting those thin, spotty deltas. So as long as we don't have those, should be able to do okay. Good morning, Schroden. One second here. I gotta finish writing an email here. I had somebody telling me that they were writing in the chat last few days and they weren't able to, or I wasn't able to see their chats. So I'm wondering, they think that they're like shadow banned. I'm not sure if there's anything I can do about that, because I did not ban anybody. JWAS didn't ban anybody. You know, in my chat window, I have the option of selecting top chat and live chat. And I always have top chat selected. So I wonder if maybe that has been filtering out some chats. So I'm going to go ahead and hit live chat and see if that might fix anything. All right, we'll see how that goes. Anyway, we have a little bit of a broadening formation going on here. We did just have a delta cross in that lower power zone. That's usually pretty bullish, especially on a thin delta like that that's starting to turn up. As far as our higher time frames are concerned, we are currently bullish on the 15. We're about to make a delta cross up there on that confirmation line. We are bearish on the 5 and on the 3. However, we are ticking up from the lower power zone on both of those. So we'll see how that plays out. Get that 825 algorithm coming in here. There we go. It's going to pop it up. So far, it's looking like we're going to push it up here a little bit. Pushing up to our anchored VWAP. which is sitting here at 303.50. We got our standard VWAP up there at the 200 at 317. So as you can see, that tick up in that lower power zone above the delta, with the delta being positive. Looks like that would have been a good one. There's 80 ticks right there. Working on 125. We'll simulate this one, see if it works out. Got the open here in about 3 minutes, a little less than 3 minutes. ML, good morning. Hey, there's K. John. Good morning. It's coming through the other door, huh? Did you do something different? Different username or something? All right. So we're just simulating this trade right here. If I was in this trade, I would have pulled the plug on this tick down. So it looks like that would have been like 16.5 points. But we passed on that one. Got the open here in about 15 seconds. And here we go. Our ATR is sitting at about 45 right now, so it's kind of in the sweet spot. It's not too low, it's not too high. Testing VWAP here. And we are getting a push back to the downside. Now the ATR is going to cruise up. Just took out the London low. ATR is cruising up to a 64 now. It's a pretty abrupt change in the delta right there. Not a big fan of entering a trade when we go from, a relatively thick delta that's got a positive slope immediately to a thick orange delta. Usually chops around a little bit if it does that. Nice, ML. You caught that drop. I know the feeling. That is for sure. Looks like we headed back up to test that 8 SMA. It is a wick. Probably not a bad entry for a short. On the 8, that is. We got the 3-minute pointing back down on the signal. 5-minute looks like it might roll over here on the next 5-minute candle. Yeah, it looks like that probably would have been a great entry up here. After that huge engulfing candle, trying to short the 8 is not a bad idea, as long as the delta is negative. Yeah, that would have been up like 58 points already. And then some. ATR's up to an 81 now. Just to recap this here, so we had the open. This tick down right here from the red zone, that is a short. However, if you actually try to short a candle that big, you're likely to get stopped out. As you can see, an 80 tick stop is nothing on that. So the next option is to short the 8. That's what I probably should have just went ahead and did right there, but if you're slow on the trigger, you miss it. I think it's probably safe to say the 15 is going to turn bearish. So I'm going to go ahead and flip that. We haven't technically closed under. We still have about 7 minutes for that to happen. But my guess is we'll probably close under the confirmation line. Just got our first tick up from the lower power zone since that drop. But everything is still pointed down across the board, so I am currently looking for a short, if I can get one. Took out the Asian low. Keep dragging these order blocks over way too far. What am I doing? What am I doing? Where's the current price? There's the current price. All right. That's better. Jason, good morning. It's going all right. Not too bad. I had a little bit of a bumpy road in pre-market, but so I'm down a little bit. Nothing we can't fix yet today. Channel that inner Brad or Tom Brady. Yes. Still trying to push down here. Still no clear short entry for us. Good morning, G2. Good news, ML. ML made some profit today, so he's shutting it down. It's good to walk away after you get into some profit. Don't do what I did yesterday. I was in really good profit in pre-market yesterday, and then I figured I had to jump on stream for you guys and tried to continue trading and lost it all. Don't do that. I was up like 273 points, I think it was, pre-market yesterday. And then we decided to chop sideways, and I got eaten alive. I did have a little bit of a comeback yesterday afternoon, though, so it wasn't as bad as it looked when I ended the stream. Yep, I agree, ML. All right, this is our first lower high since, or I'm sorry, higher low since that drop. It's usually not a bad long. However, I'm still waiting for a short. Got that news coming up in about 9 minutes. You see how the delta really started to taper here, and we got that first higher low in that lower power zone. Like I said, that's usually a good long. Now I'm looking for short, so I didn't take it. But if I would have taken that, especially on the 8, that would have been a nice winner. There's 80 ticks. There's 125. And I'd still have a runner on there. So maybe I should just continue to take those. Yeah, that's a nice one, actually. It is running up really nice. ATR is 104 now. So with the ATR that high, you have to be really accurate with your entries or you get run over. Even if you're right, you can get run over. Well, we just had our delta cross on the confirmation line, so not looking for shorts anymore. Now I'm looking for longs. Be right back, guys. Sorry about that, guys. My daughter is doing a little bit better now. She puked 5 times last night and early this morning. Yesterday, she was down with a sore throat, and it turned into somewhat of a stomach bug, and so she's home for her 2nd day in a row. It's one of the reasons why I got up early this morning and I was trading, because I was cleaning up puke. No fun. So I've been up since probably like 4:30 or something like that. All right, looks like we have the news here in 2 minutes. Good morning, Raphael. Okay, John, you missed those days? Yeah, it's no fun. Like I said, she's doing better now, though. She's watching TV. She's in good spirits about it. She actually kind of surprised me that she's in good spirits even when she was puking this morning. She was smiling and laughing. I don't know how she does that. She's a good kid. All right, back up to the VWAP here. We are ticking down from that upper power zone, but we have a very strong rising delta, so I'm not looking to take that short. Still waiting for a long setup here. JWA says this NQ level is the same it was fighting back on 1.8. On the 8th, huh? You know, it's interesting. This is the daily chart right here. And on the daily, this is a short. See, we had our delta cross right here. And this is my this is my bread and butter setup. Come down here, come back to this upper power zone and tick down. That's a short. So it could get ugly. We'll see. On the hourly, that's a short right here as well. From that upper power zone at 5 a.m. on, that was this morning. Wow, we've climbed all the way back up here to the top, back above VWAP now. That news should be out. We'll see if we can take this high. And we just took it. Back to the top of that trend line. Heading towards the daily open, which we have at 339.75. Well, you know, earlier when I was talking about possibly taking this trade, looks like I should have done it. You know, I feel like I get burned more when I start getting more selective about my trades. I leave so much on the table. I tend to do better when I'm just more aggressive about it. But yeah, on this one, I would have had a runner all the way up to this tick down. So at least on the runner, I would have had, looks like 72 points. And then some off at 80, some off at 125 ticks. That can change your day pretty quick. Just getting one of those. The other reason why I probably should have taken that is because we did take out Asian low right before that happened. Usually a little bit better of a setup if you can sweep some liquidity first. Still running hard here. Looks like we took out the New York high over here as well. Back to previous week low coming up here at 370. You know, this is one of those moves that, you know, if you miss this down here, there's really no entry. More of a V bottom. I really don't like V bottoms though, just because they don't really give you any entries. You just have to watch them run. Schroden, you were chasing. Were you long or were you short? Ah, going short. Yeah. It's so easy to get run over when you chase. I still do it occasionally, but I'm much better about not doing it than I used to be. Gold gapped up. I haven't even looked at gold today. Yeah, gold's been moving up, but that price action sure is choppy. Kind of difficult to trade. Sitting right on top of the daily open. That move up sure was stronger than the move down earlier. Now we're getting a big candle to the downside. Three-minutes bullish, but we are starting to tick down from that upper power zone, so could see a pullback on the 3. The 15's got some chop in there. What am I doing? Chop, that's what I'm looking for. Well, the fact that we took out this high over here, it could potentially set the stage to come all the way back down here and take this low out again. So, something to watch out for. Making another push to the upside here. We did hit previous week low. Delta looks like it's getting stronger. ATR's come down a little bit. It's at 92 now. Was over 100 earlier. Little bearish divergence is potentially setting in here. Flashing a lower high on the signal. Got a higher high in the price. Went ahead and shorted that lower high. See if I can get a quick winner here. I'm at 369.25. I know I'm kind of going against the flow a little bit, but But it is the first lower high. We do have bearish divergence. We did take out the previous high, and we're sitting at previous week low as potential resistance. So should at least get a little pullback here. Or maybe not. I just pulled the plug since we ticked up there above that rising delta. Looks like I'm out at 373. 373. It's not too bad. Only lost 3 1/4 on that one. The bulls are relatively strong still. We still have a positive sloping delta. And obviously, positive slope on the confirmation line. So anytime you're going against that flow, it can be tricky. The 5-minute is officially bullish now. Schroden says, you know it's strong when the 15-second isn't even pulling back very far. I haven't even looked at the 15-second. Maybe I should. Yeah, I'm still very intrigued by the 15-second chart. I can't wait till I can do some experiments with it. We could walk through it really quick. We got a rising delta, a rising confirmation line. We start going positive right in this area. So even though this is in the red zone, that tick up above 2 positive sloping, the delta and the confirmation line, it's a good long. Boom, we shoot up right there. This one here, it's near that upper power zone, but looks like that one also ends up working out. If you take it to delta exhaustion, you can take it all the way here to 905.15. Get a delta squeeze for a short. There's a little short in there. Power zone tick up. There's a long. Here's a higher low, another long. Here's another delta squeeze, but that one you probably would have got run over. That's where I tried getting in on the one. So that delta squeeze to the downside did not work out. But then you get this tick up from the green zone. That's a long. Here's a higher low on the signal. Potentially another long if you're taking those from the red zone. She's cruising. If the market keeps moving like this, I might have to start trading the 15 second. There's not really any good entries in here for a long. I don't really like taking these right under the thin delta like that. It's the recovery from the deep seek sell-off. As it realized it was overblown. Yeah, I kind of got that feeling. It was definitely an overreaction. I think in crypto too. Crypto's still trying to work its way up. She is pumping. Day trade Derek says might have a sell at 443. 443, huh? 443. We'll put your name on that one. Day trade Derek. It have sell. We'll see how that goes. Oof, she's still pushing. Pushing hard. You know what I might have to do? I might have to split my entry screen into the 15 and the 1 minute chart. So I can just see both of them on there. And then if I'm trying to get into a move like this on the 1, the 15 might give me more of an opportunity. Derek's done for the day. Long from the lows. So you were able to capture that, looks like. That's a nice run. I wish I had an entry into that, but I didn't. Yeah, with the strength that I'm seeing, it's probably going to be a while until we roll over. We got the delta glued to the ceiling. All right. The 15-minute is trying to go bullish. We did just have our first close below the delta after the delta was pegged to the ceiling. It's usually a pretty good short. We'll simulate it. That would be short from here. Looks like I would have got my 80 ticks out of that at least. And maybe 125. Looks like I would have got the 125. It's always hard to take those though if you're, when you're pushing so hard. Well, we are underneath day trade Derek's sell line. See what happens here. We do have a negative delta now. So we do have delta exhaustion. Still very bullish on the 3 and the 5 though. So we'd have to wait for those to come around to really have a decent sell-off. See if that 21 EMA can hold.
What's your favorite color?
What's my favorite color? Oh, I don't know. Probably blue.
Hold on, Dad. I would bring my color box over here and pick a color that's your favorite, okay?
Okay.
So these are the colors that's in here.
All right.
What one?
How about blue and orange?
So do you want orange?
Sure.
Or just blue? Okay, you can do both. Do you want blue and orange, or just blue? What one?
Blue and orange.
Okay.
Important stuff. She must be feeling a little better. Waiting to see if we get a delta squeeze set up in here. I might take that short. Either that or wait for a decent long setup, since the 5 and the 3 are still pretty bullish. Right now we're flashing a little bit of a delta squeeze here. So I took that short. If we end up putting in a higher low on the signal, I'm probably going to flip long. There's 80 ticks. 2 contracts off on that. Now looking for 125. Moving my other stops to break even. And looks like I broke even on that. So still a winner. on the 15-second, we had a short here at, well, that ticked down from that upper power zone, and then we had a lower high, so that was another short. So it looks like on the 15-second that played out pretty nice. We're still bearish on the 15-second. And if it wouldn't have tagged me at my break even, looks like I probably would end up getting my 125 here. Let's see. Yep, would have just got it there. That is the Delta squeeze. For those of you that are not familiar, that's in the playbook. Ended up getting a tick up from the green zone, not quite in the power zone. Delta's pretty thin right there, so that is a long. Holding off for the moment. Sometimes if that delta is about to cross that confirmation line, sometimes it's better to wait for a higher low. Unless you want to be really aggressive, then you can take the first one. I just went ahead and went long there. Pulled the trigger a little too late, so I'm in at 426.75. Delta's starting to turn positive here. Still looking a little weak though. See if we can get a little pop and take out my first TP. Still struggling a little bit to get up there. Delta's still looking really weak. Starting to get thin and spotty now. It's got a little bit of chop setting in here. We'll see if we can pull out of it. So far, so good. Still struggling a little there. We're starting to flash another lower high. Needs to pull out, otherwise I am going to exit. All right, we're pulling back up. And we ended up ticking down, so I am out. Lost 4.5 on that one. Not too bad. So our strength is gone now, guys. See, we got this very thin spotty delta setting in here. We're starting to see some exhaustion on the 3-minute now. Just couldn't quite get to my 80 ticks. We have the delta starting to cross under that confirmation line now. Still very thin though, so there's not a lot of momentum to the downside. Not yet, anyway. So as long as it stays really thin like that, it doesn't really have a whole lot of sellers behind it, or aggressive sellers, then I'll still consider going long here if we put in a higher low. This is one of those areas where you got to be careful, though, not to get chopped up. When you got that thin, spotty delta, I mean, it's okay to take a trade when this starts, because usually it has to do that before you see a turn. But if it starts to get extended like this, that's when you start to lose a lot. We have made a significant move, so I would not be surprised if we end up chopping sideways a little bit here. You know, you've missed the main move and you can be in trouble for the rest of the day. We are putting in a higher low here. But like I said, it's kind of dangerous. I didn't end up taking that one. Watch, it's going to be a good winner now. We'll simulate it. How's that? That's the higher low entry. Now that we've had that delta cross to the downside, I'm actually more bearish, which is why I kind of passed on that one. So if I see another short setup, I'll end up taking that. Looks like that would have been a winner. I think I say this every day, but you know, if you have a setup and you start picking and choosing which ones you take, for some reason, the ones that I skip end up being winners, and the ones that I take end up being losers. So you need the winners to make your stats look good. What's up, Ev? You need me? All right. I'm needed right now, so here. We'll see if this hits my second TP. I'll be right back. Okay, we hit our second target. Yes, we did. So again, looks like I should have taken that trade. And this is a short setup right here. I ended up going short on that. $440.50 is where I'm in. All right. Ooh, almost hit my first target. So close. You gotta be kidding me. I was one tick away. One tick away. Can you believe that? There we go. There's 2 contracts in the bag. Now, looking for my second target. Stops are going to break even. And my break even for the rest of the contracts were taken out, but it's okay because we still had a 80 tick win out of it. And then we just wait for the next. Delta's still dangerously thin, so if you guys made money on that big move up, this is probably a good time to step away. We could just go sideways here for a while. Market's still trying to push up here. Looks like the delta is maybe going back above that confirmation line. Bulls are still relatively strong. We did get that tick up above the strong rising delta on the 5 at 954. Looks like I can go ahead and flip the 15 to bullish now, since we're back above that confirmation line. Still walking on thin ice here, though, so best be careful. Kind of ironic that we're in a strong uptrend, and I went long here once and I went short twice. Both the shorts won, and my long ended up being a loser. Just goes to prove that the trend is not always your friend. But now that the confirmation is back above, or I'm sorry, now that the delta is back above that confirmation line, longs are back in business here. Well, it doesn't look like we really got that sell-off at this level, so I'm going to go ahead and remove day trade Derek's level there. We are back to climbing. Looks like market is eyeballing that high. We go let the dog out. It's windy outside. Super thin delta. We did tick down from that upper power zone. Let's see if that ends up being another short here. So far, it's looking like right there. You see that little, just that little tick down right there. That's where it's at. That would have been a winner. Of course, I was letting the dog out. Let's see if it hits 125. Almost hit 125. Still working at it. Starting to see some exhaustion in the delta now. Might have come just a little short there, but we'll see. What's up? What do you need? I can't. I'm on stream. I can't. Just ask me right here. I'll help you. What do you want to spell? I can't. All right. Look at that. I think we are one tick away from having a double winner there. At this point, stops would have been at break even, so looks like it was probably just the 80. Again, we got more chops setting in on that delta. Careful out there, guys. It's dangerous. Well, looks like there's still a chance that could have been a double winner. Let's see. It didn't quite hit, which would have been break even there. Yep, there it is. That would have been a double winner. Jay Waz, you hear that knocking? I got two girls home from school today. So one of them is in the shower, I think. That's why the walls are knocking. That 8 SMA is getting chopped up. Hmm? You need what? You need Julie's phone. All right. There you go. Still have a very weak delta. So have any of you guys played around with that new DeepSeek AI at all? Curious if it's really that much better than ChatGPT. K. John says, I believe they're going to spike this market in reverse. 21,577. 21,577, huh? Well, I got my average daily range line up here at 597. Let's go ahead and throw K. John on here. 21,577. K. John. Might reverse here. We'll keep an eye on it. Oh, really? Only the Chinese can use it? Maybe just temporarily until they fix their bandwidth issues. All right, we got the Delta coming back under the confirmation line now. So far, it was too weak to stay afloat there. You know, so far we weren't able to take that high. So I'm curious if we're going to end up taking this low down here. Kind of stuck in this range. We did just get a tick up from that lower power zone, but I'm not interested in the long there. I think we're going to take that low. And there she goes. Yes, sirree. Our ATR's come down quite a bit. Sitting at like a 64 now. Oh, really? Jawa says, I couldn't see K. John's message until I switched to live chat. So top chat was hiding them. Interesting. Well, I'm on live chat now, so I should see everything. Put it on the counter. All right, we're getting our second tick up from the lower power zone. Went ahead and went long there on that one because we took out that swing low. I am more bearish though at the moment just because Delta is under that confirmation line. So I'm looking for shorts. If I get a short setup, I'll flip. Delta's starting to turn positive now. Hopefully we end up getting that spike that K. John was talking about, and I can have a runner on that one. keep in mind, we have a negative sloping confirmation line and delta. So we're kind of going against the current here with this long. But there's still a good chance that the longs can pull this off and turn it back around. Or maybe not. Might have to stop out of this one. And I'm out. So lost 6.5 on that one. Didn't quite make it to my 80 ticks. Like I said, I knew that's more of an aggressive long there. Only reason why I took it is because we took out that swing low. So that's 4 points at, what did I say? 6.5. Still a chance here, though. I mean, you know, the higher time frames are still bullish. We are ticking up on the 3-minute from that lower power zone. So if we can put in a higher low here, there might be one more shot at going long here. Jason says, just a coincidence maybe, but RTY is leading NW. Do you mean NQ? Yesterday and today? Is it going up? All right, this is going to be our first higher low since that drop from the top. So I might give this one more shot at a long here. Of course, it had to shake me out first. Darn NQ. All right, I am long. I don't like buying big candles. That's a fairly big candle for me, so hopefully I don't get run over here. We also got chop back in the delta. Let's see if we can pull off a win here, though. We're already halfway there. Again, we're kind of going against the grain here. Keep that in mind. You might be better off waiting for a short. Yep. That's why I don't like buying big candles. And I'm stopped out. I would have been better off buying the 8 instead. See, every time I buy a big candle, I get run over like that. That's why I try not to do that, but I gave this one the benefit of the doubt. It didn't work, so. It's my first full 80 tick stop loss today. So that definitely put me under. And that is a short right there. So I just went short on that. Because we're ticking down from the red zone under a falling delta, falling confirmation line. So 395.75 is my entry. Now see, I was trying to be a little more aggressive there, but once this delta closes under that confirmation line, if you want to go with the flow, be more conservative, your best bet is just wait for the short signal. Now this was also a big candle down, so I could get run over on this one as well, even though I'm going with the flow now. We knew this whole area was going to be problematic. You know, once we started seeing this thin, choppy delta, that's where you lose all your money. That's where you're better off probably just walking away. So if I lose this one, I'll probably just call it. Yep, it's not looking good. And I'm out. That sucks. 2 full stop losses in a row because I bought 2 big candles. That's another 4 contracts on that one. That one hurts a little bit. That puts me down 152 for the day. I was up prior to that. So I'm not going to mess around with this nasty chop anymore. So I'm just going to go ahead and call it here. Hopefully it gets a little bit easier this afternoon with FOMC tomorrow. We'll see. But tomorrow, hopefully, will be a better day. So good luck to you guys. We will see you later. Peace out.
Oh, wow, look at that move. It's like one of those big Delta candles. I mean, who even trades those tiny candles anymore? I like big fat candles, I can't deny. When the Delta's green and riding high, when a chart spikes thick with a bullish wick, I'm glued to my screen, that's the trick. I want to bounce quick, can't let it go. Big Delta bars, let that volume show. I'm zooming out, yeah, that's my groove. Catching waves in a Delta move. Wanna trade slow? Nah, too tame. This market's got heat, I'm in the game. Delta's skinny, not my taste. Fat candles on my happy place. Oh, traders, let me see that line. When the buyers push, I feel just fine. It's the fat move, no squeeze fake. I'm in this trend with no break. Got entries, stacking tall, no weak signals, I'm all in, y'all. Skinny candles just ain't for me. Big Delta's not golden key. Sitting tight while volume pops. Green wave up won't make me stop. Short candles, nope, they're a bore. Give me fat Deltas, I want more. Like those thick moves, yeah, yeah. I wanna break through, you know. Then hope and play, don't you fold. Big Deltas fill the chart with might. Skinny moves don't make it right. Big fat candles, can't deny when the volume surges up so high. Skinny trades can take a seat. Big fat Deltas are what I beat. Well, traders low, let me see that life is good. Am I happy? Delta skinny, not my taste. Fat candles on my happy place. Oh, traders, let me see that line. When the buyers push, I feel just fine. It's the fat move, no squeeze fake. I'm in this trend with no break. Got entries, stacking tall, no weak signals, I'm all in, y'all. Skinny candles just ain't for me. Big Delta's my golden key. Big Delta's my golden key. Sitting tight while volume pops. Green wave up won't make me stop. Short candles, nope, they're a bore. Give me fat Deltas, I want more. Like those thick moves, yeah, yeah. I wanna break through, you know. And hold and play, don't you fold. Big Deltas fill the chart with might. Skinny moves don't make it right. Like those thick moves, yeah, yeah. I wanna break through, you know. Then hold, then play, don't you fold. Big Deltas fill the chart with might. Skinny moves don't